Hi, welcome to my channel. I thought I'd do a vlog about Irish boy names and their pronunciation and meanings. I did one for Irish baby girl names and I had a few people ask for this video. If you don't speak Irish, they can be kind of difficult to pronounce, but I'm going to go through those names with you now. First name is Oshin and it means little deer, and it's pronounced Ush-in. Oshin. And it's spelled O-I-S-I fada N. And a fada is a long, what's it called? Accent over a vowel that elongates the way it sounds. And Oshin means little deer because in an old Irish legend, Oshin's mother was turned into a deer. And she raised Oshin alongside her in the forest. And then when his father came to find him years later, he named him Little Deer. So that's where the name comes from. But in old Irish legends, he's also known as a warrior hero and a poet. So even though it means little deer, it's still a good, strong name, Oshin. The next name is Nisha, and it means warrior, and is pronounced Ni-sha. And it is spelled, most commonly today, it's spelled N-A-O-I-S-E, but in old Irish mythology it had a lot of different spellings like N-A-I-S-I, N-O-I fada S-E, or N-O-I-S-I-U. And those spellings can still be used today, but the original spelling is kind of the most common. And Nisha, of course, meaning warrior, in old Irish myths he was a warrior, hero, and it's always traditionally been a boy's name, but recently it's become also popular as a girl's name. So Anisha can be a boy's name or a girl's name. The next name is Salem, and it means beauty or ever good, and it's pronounced Fe-lim, Phelim. And it can be spelled P-H-E-L-I-M or F-E fada I-L-I-M. Phelim was the name of 3 kings in Munster, so it's a really old traditional name. But recently it's jumped back on the top 100 popular baby names in Ireland. The next name is Tighe, and it means philosopher or storyteller, and it is pronounced Tighe, like tiger, but without the R, Tighe. And it's spelled T-A-D-G-H or T-A-D-H-G. I think the G and the H are interchangeable. And Tighe was an 11th century king of Connacht. I think out of all the names I'm doing today, I think Tighe is my favorite. I love the name Tighe. The next name is Owen, and it means God is good or God's gift. And it's pronounced O-in, Owen. And it can be spelled 2 ways, E-O-G-H-A-N or E-O-I-N. There are other ways, but they're the most 2 common. And probably the most popular Owen in Ireland is Owen McLove, who's very famous for his love of jumpers and cakes. The next name is Sean, and it means God is gracious, and it's pronounced Shaw-n. Sean. I think Sean is probably the most popular outside of Ireland. I think most people know the name Sean. You know, Sean Penn, Sean Bean, Sean Connery, so I don't think many people would struggle with how to pronounce Sean. The next name is Padraig, and it means nobly born, and it can be either pronounced Padraig or Pádraig. And I think that just depends on where in Ireland you're from, because I know some Padraigs and I know some Pádraigs, and they're both spelt the same way, but I guess you just decide how you want it pronounced based on where in Ireland you're from, maybe. And Padraig is the Irish version of the name Patrick. And of course, Patrick is the patron saint of Ireland. We celebrate him every 17th of March for St. Patrick's Day or Paddy's Day. Not Patty's Day though, that's absolutely wrong. We never call it Patty's Day. Patty is a girl's name, so Irish do not tolerate it being called St. Patty's Day at all. The next name is Seamus, and it means supplanter, and it's pronounced Seamus, Seamus, and it's spelled S-E-A-M-U-S. And I think you can have it fada on the E or not. And it's a very old traditional name, but then in the last 20 or 30 years it's gained huge popularity, and it's become more popular in Ireland. And I heard in America, Seamus is a slang term for an Irish police or a detective or something. In Ireland there's nothing like that. It's got nothing to do with police or detectives. It's just Seamus. The next name is Diarmid, and it means without enemy, and it's pronounced Dear-mid. Diarmid. And Diarmid is a well-known old name amongst Irish kings and saints and poets, so it's a very old traditional name. The next name is Kieran, and it means little dark one, and it's pronounced Kieran or Kieran. And I think that depends on whether or not you use a fada over the A. So if it's C-I-A-R-A fada N, it's Kieran. And if it's just C-I-A-R-A-N, then it's Kieran. So it depends if there's a fada or not and how you pronounce it. And Kieran is a very popular name in Ireland. And the girl version is Kira, just without the N on the end. So Kieran and Kira are... We all know a ton of Kieran and Kiras in Ireland. It's very popular. The next name is Rory, and it means red-haired king. Rua means he with red hair, or red hair. That's what it kind of... Rua means someone with red hair, and Ri means king. So Ruari, Ruri. It also can be pronounced Ruri, Ruri, like brewery, but without the B, or Rory. Like Rory. And I think that just depends on, again, where in Ireland you're from. I think different places in Ireland prefer Rory and different places prefer Rory. It can be spelled R-U-A-I-D-H-R-I fada, or you can take out the DH, or you can leave it in and add a GH. So there's a few derivatives of Rory. The next name is Qian, and it means ancient, and it can be pronounced Qian, Qian, or Qian, so like one syllable or two, and it's spelled C-I-A-N, and meaning ancient. Qian is a really ancient name, it's seen a lot in old Irish folklore and legends and all this, but it's still hugely popular today. There's so many, I know so many Qians, so still a big name in Ireland, Qian. The next name is Dara, and it means fertile, wealthy, or dark oak. And it's pronounced Da-ra, Dara. And in Irish mythology, Dara is the Celtic god of the underworld. And I think Dara, it can be a girl's name as well, but I think usually if you're using the name Dara for a girl, you drop the second R and the GH, so it's just D-A-R-A. The next name is Turlock, and it means he who aids or assists, and it's pronounced Turlock. Turlock. Turlock is, for me, it wasn't as well known. I think I only met my first Turlock when I was like 12 or 13. I don't know how it is in other places of Ireland, but where I am, there's not a lot of Turlocks. And when I met this guy Turlock, my friend and I, because she had never met a Turlock either, and she was like, no, but what's your real name? And he was like, Turlock. And she was like, no, but like your real name, what's your real name? And she couldn't believe his name was Turlock because she'd never heard it before. But obviously it's an old traditional Irish name, but we just hadn't heard it. But I love the name Turlock, that's a great name. The next name is Dahe, and it means swiftness or nimbleness, and it's pronounced Dahe or Dahe. Dahe was the last pagan king of Ireland, and he ruled from around 400 AD. And he led the Irish army in to go and try and defeat the Roman Empire. But when they were on the Alps, he got struck by lightning and was killed. So he was the last pagan king of Ireland. The next name is Fiacra, and it means raven. It's pronounced Fiacra. Fiacra. This is a very old, it was a hugely popular name hundreds of years ago in Ireland. And most people would know it as, growing up in school, we all learned this story, an old Irish tale called The Children of Lear. And one of Lear's children was called Fiacra, and he was turned into a swan for 900 years. And I don't know what comes next or what else happened. That's the only part of the story I remember, that Fiacra turned into a swan. The next name is Alton, and the meaning of Alton is a man from Ulster, and it's pronounced Alton. Alton. It's spelled U-L-T-A-N, and Alton is hugely popular in Northern Ireland for obvious reasons. If they're not obvious to you, Northern Ireland is part of Ulster, and it's also been the name of 18 saints. The next name is Lachlan, and it means land of the locks, and it's pronounced Lachlan. Lachlan. And where Lachlan comes from is, so the Vikings plundered Ireland in the 9th and 10th centuries, and their homeland was called Lachlan. So once the Vikings started intermarrying and having children with the Irish, they would usually name their sons Lachlan if they had fair or blonde hair. So that was a tribute to their Viking ancestors. So that's it. They are my top Irish baby boy names. If I missed any out that you wanted to hear, or if you have any suggestions, please let me know and I'll do another video Irish boy or girl names. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more, please subscribe. Thanks, bye!